Ugly and Beautiful was our first workshop. It was free and I challenged my boundaries by trying to don't be worried by the outcome, whether the result was ugly or beautiful. It was the action of doing and exploring new shapes and silhouettes and unusual form that changed my perception and gave me the idea of fitted bodies with short silhouette and sharp lines. I will use this idea for the next steps. While doing my research, I asked this question to myself. Who I am, what are my roots, why do I find this beautiful, why do I find this ugly? Visiting the exposition Now Look Where We Are, the African Art of Appearance gave me a response to some of my questions. It was inspiring and driving for me because as an African descent, questions like identity and social realities, translated through inspiring installation and image, was a reflect of my own reality and question that I have. Week 2 was minimalism and maximalism. It made me reflect again on identity. Can we really be ourselves? I loved assembling non-fashion material and creating new shapes and silhouettes directly on the body to enhance the personality by doing grotesque position and having unusual and deranging detail in some part of the body. I dived into the direction of rebellions. This workshop was totally free and it made me question the question of reality and identity. Later at home, while making extra research, I discovered a new videos. The one of Jane Shields. She's a singer of the 80s. She has a unique style of fashion, with her hairstyle made of spikes and long African braids, her chain around the waist and her nose piercing. She represents the crazy mix of cultures. She was dancing alone in the street as she didn't care anymore. It seemed like she don't care about how other people pursue her, and I found this powerful. The title of the song was Don't Want to Fall in Love, but it seemed like she had fallen in love with herself. I want to have this component in my collection, a free woman who don't care anymore about stereotype and judgment. Week 3 was genderless and gender conform. During my research, I had reflection on masculinity and femininity. Genderless is a language and a natural way of being yourself that has no category of grammatical gender. I was inspired by art created with genderless components. Not being definable as an entity is a principle that attracts me particularly. However, after a few tryouts in silhouette, I saw that I will not use it furthermore for my second phase. The clay workshop was very experimental. I ended up with a gender-conform shape that is a deformation of a vagina, enhancing the characteristic of a gender conformity. To make the genderless shapes, I focused on making forms with primitive shapes and rhythm that can be interpreted as gender-neutral. These experiments made me question the functionment of society and how we are labeling each other to define ourselves and the others. From there, I had this idea of upside down, following the inspiration from the precedent workshop. I made a brainstorming with ideas that will be the basis of a concept such as freedom and a continual research into your own paradise that you can reach if you rebirth. Week 4 was Angular X Organic. During my research, I was appealed by the organics element, who are a really good way to express femininity on a body. That's where I got the idea of fluid lines translated into run cuts and sharp detail around the shoulders. I also discovered the work of designers like Dries van Noten and the architect Stephen Hall. First, I struggled a bit with the collages. I couldn't make a choice between all the ideas that I wanted to express, but with few tryouts, I ended up with collages with dual elements such as round and sharp detail gathered in the same silhouette, with flashy colors and contrasted with dark colors. I love this idea and I will use it moving forward. It also makes me think that humans are naturally organic elements, part of an ecosystem full of emotion and memories. The workshop gave me the inspiration to choose the direction of the Renaissance, and I found the rebirth therapy, which is a tool used to heal from the past trauma and let go of the stress and the negative energy. Because we are human, we are fragile and hurted by non-organic elements. Everything around us is non-organic. The capitalism and the fast way of life is going make us feeling weird in society. How to heal from the inside when you had been destroyed. I made research into the subject and found a way African descent are using carnival, music, and mood costumes to heal from their trauma caused by slavery and others' problems. They transform their suffering into something beautiful that can drive them to continue their lives. I explored the dark side of rebirth and asked myself, what do we need to rebirth? From what do we need to heal? I had no two direction and continued to sketch. I decided to choose the rebirth direction, to follow the positivity, and because I found it inspiring. Week 5 was decoration and function. This is the week where I discovered ancient technique used to protect people from hard working conditions. I loved looking into marine wear and military wear. In the design, in the making, I experimented decorative techniques such as beading and satin embroidery. I made functional and decorative detail from all garments, cutting them apart and reassembling the detail to make it essential or decorative. Due to the corona, the direction was heavily inspired by protection and the need of closing yourself from the outside world, taking the time to rebirth and to find back your lost identity. The knitting class was amazing. I experimented new techniques with different yarn, mohair, wool, linen, and ended up with a lot of sample and possibility for the fast too. Design in the making is where I experimented the art of pleating. Box pleat that gave structure to a silhouette and cartridge pleat that gathers and allow movement and elasticity for the wearer. I love the cartridge pleat techniques and I will use it for my collection in Phase 2. From the deepest part of your soul, you are coming to life again. It's a new start, it's a rebirth. For my collection, I want to use bright colors and sharp cut from the week 1 that I will associate with unusual detail around the waist and the breast. I want a waist-centered silhouette. I choose the maximalist approach for my overall silhouette and materials such as silk, velvet, leather, and colorful neon vinyl. Non-fashionable material I use to create accessories. Fluid lines inspired by the week 3 are enhancing the femininity. It's organic, vivid, such as a life explosion. It's a rebirth. My persona is a powerful woman who falls in love with herself. I want a vivid and colorful expression through my collection and the detail. For my specialization, I will choose craft and work on material with cartridge pleat, mostly to mold the body, and box pleat to give structure to my design. Thank you and have a nice day. See you in Phase 2.